What's up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen? I am going to do a review on M3 Hane Kuroki Hagane or something. The new anime episode that just came out today. Sorry if I got the title wrong. It's still hard for me to pronounce or to say even when it's long like this. All right, before I get into reviewing this episode had a lot of action. Had some information, but maybe just a little bit, though. It's all like debatable whether if I could piece it together and whether you could piece it together and understand what's going on. And to that, this episode was all right. Nothing. Some stuff happened, but I don't see not much information that I couldn't get out of. At a certain point, but a lot of action. If anything, let's just get this started. Okay, at the beginning of the episode, we end up having Akashi, Raika, Ito, Imuru, Maharu, and then Minashi, and all those other players except the crazy psycho Haito in the classroom talking, And surprisingly, Imuru even goes like, "How the hell is this guy a pilot? He killed his whole family or something." And I go like, "Well, we don't really know what happened to him, Even despite that, we still do not know what's going on with that crazy psycho whatsoever in this process." By that time, we can't. As the episode keeps progressing, we end up seeing Akashi having tests about something that involves his brain whatsoever, but taking a long time, exposure or some kind of pressure upon his head or inside his brain. It seems to hurt him at a point where I think he nearly fainted, or when the Reaper, Argent, or something that I call Megatron, I just like to call it Megatron for some reason, went back to its sleeping state or something, and I really told the Mad Doctor, well, I call him a Mad Doctor anyway, I don't know why, I call him, "You effing idiot, don't push it." Well, it's a test, but that's okay, but still, and as it keeps progressing to new points and so forth, we end up seeing a new student called Sasame or something. I think that's the girl's name or maybe a boy, but I think it's a girl anyway. It is a girl. As it's progressing, Akashi looks at her as she was some kind of familiar girl he met. Before all this happened or something, I think there was a changing formation or something. Sorry for being disorganized. And I remember when we got to Imuru's shower, some flirty girl whatsoever, she seemed to have this dark spot around her I just saw, or what you just saw. I go like, what is that? It looks like it's like that looks like some kind of space-like mark or something. In this process, and later it's later we end up seeing some drills, but before anything that happens again, we see Sasami staring at the window, and Akashi was about to approach her, maybe wanted to talk to her, but Minashi Maki or something, that childish boy whatsoever, ends up talking to her, and I go like, dang man, this is strange, and Imuru actually wanted to talk to Akashi real quick, and later, Akashi didn't want to talk to her because she's mentally strong, or strong mentally or something, and Imuru explains to him that's how I was raised or born that way. Or I don't know, in this process, in this situation that you saw or what I see, and Imuru was about to show something to him, and I was going like, alright, just show it, maybe there might be some kind of connection or maybe understanding of what's going on. But all that was just cut off or blocked off, where Minashi, that childish boy or something, comes in, "Hey, how you doing?" I just go like, God dang it, come on, seriously? What's with you? But at the same time, Akashi has a chance to talk to Sasami or something, and later, he asked her a question have you met a course or you've been one, And she said no, but I think I saw one in my dream before then, and yeah. then there's some drills where Imru and Miharu, that creepy girl, I say, like creepy girl or something, like ends up like doing like drill practices, but it's not working, which is pretty pitiful. And we end up seeing Akashi trying to pilot Megatron, or putting some kind of pressure or sending something to his brain that like gives him a lot of like mental hurtness, or something that's like making his head painful, inside. And by that time, let me see here. We get to a point about Sunset and that crazy principal whatsoever went to go picks up some cans, seeing the litter around, and we end up seeing that crazy centipede, which I don't know why. I don't know why I call it the centipede, because like it's like around, it's like the head right there, and then it's like the fangs here, but it's not a centipede when we see it later. And the ammunition came in, starts fighting, and crazy disadvantage right now, and Akashi comes in with Megatron, or the Reaper, or Argent, if you boys and girls want to call it, and he ends up fighting. Sasami was just watching, crying, and Akashi's like, "What the heck are you doing? Get out of here, Don't stand there. Don't stand there." And he ends up realizing she's tearing up, and somehow he ends up being in a daydream, or let me see how you call it, like deja vu whatsoever, like seeing her. And later he ends up being knocked down, and Sasami accidentally kicked a can, which it seems like it takes personal, it goes on and attack people when someone kicks its can whatsoever, I don't know what's going on. But later Akashi takes this moment and blasted it with Megatron's gun, and then manages to open up its core. He throws his gun away, takes out a Megatron hammer or something. I don't know why I keep calling Megatron. I think it's just easy for me, It's also called the Reaper or Argent, if you boys and girls want to call it, and destroys it. And we end up hearing a voice of a child says, "Oh, that sucks, I wish I could play a little more. Just let me play a little bit more, And I go like, dang, that just struck me hard right there. Like, we don't know much about what's going on, and it ended right there. And the next episode's like something about danger or something. But yeah, overall, this episode had a lot of action, but maybe a little information, but not much that I could connect to, Not a lot of info that I could like connect, or any like anything that I could piece together and know what's going on, I think this had a slow progression, There's a lot of action in it, that's fine, but there's gotta be some information, anything that we could connect. We only got a little bit, like Imuru's like black spot when we saw her in the shower, and Sasami, did she meet Akashi back then? If she did, how is it that he feels like he met her, And something about like hearing voices again, like wishing the child could play. So overall, like there's only a little information or something that I could piece, or maybe I am gonna take a look at it later, And overall, yeah, like this episode was okay, I'll give it 3.8 out of 5, or 3.6, there's a lot of action, that's fine, but not a lot of information that I could piece together. Like, let me know what's up in the comments below, let me know what's going on, because like there are some things like I'm talking about, and hopefully you could piece it together. Let me know what's going on, because that like black spot we saw in Imuru, that could be some kind of clue whatsoever. And Sasami, this new student, like who is she exactly? Is she like some does she represent someone? We don't know. We're gonna take a look at that later, And yeah, overall this episode, there's a lot of action. Megatron had the action and finished off the ammunition, And that's about it. And this episode was all good, Hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a little bit, but not a lot of information that I could get out of it, except that Imuru's black spot. What is it? Like, did she get infected? Did she like did she had this before? Or is it like something that she's hiding from everybody, that maybe something that no one doesn't want to know, because maybe they'll despise her, hate her, or she can get killed. So that's a clue that I'm still thinking in my mind. Hopefully you can tell me what's going on. I am Alpha Zero Forum. Have an awesome day, people, and by any chance, please be safe. Later. Checking out.